Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, and as usual on Tuesdays, we're going to talk about news. Not just the usual news, it's no bullshit news with Catherine Ross. And as always, today with us, our persistent members. They are Mru Patel, Rico Pang, me, and Catherine Ross. I think that today we're going to discuss about very interesting things. Everything changed on our world. Even presidents are changing, but our team is the same and very persistent. Catherine Ross, your turn. Go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our No BS News Tuesday. We're going to talk about, as usual, about what has happened in the crypto space and touch upon very important topics that are being discussed. So welcome everyone, welcome Rico, welcome Mru. We might be seeing a lot more guests, we might not, but I just like to start with an unexpected twist. Just kidding, but I'm just gonna go through just headlines and then I'm gonna present news. So what is happening, just headlines briefly, what is happening in the crypto space? Ethereum rallies toward all-time high, Bitcoin breakout imminent, says hedge fund manager. Binance has just destroyed $165 million in BNB. Crypto startup Amber Group raises 530 million. BOFA investors survey Bitcoin dethrones loan tech as the most crowded trade. And I think I saw one more important piece of news is that Chain Analysis has issued a report saying that the crypto crime has decreased in 2020. So these are just like the briefs, the latest on, on the crypto media scene. But what we're going to talk about today, and we will start with this like piece of news that everybody's talking about today specifically, is Ethereum, right? Ethereum is, okay, so I'm just going to be very clear. Ethereum is nearing or has already reached all-time high, depending on what exchange you're looking at, right? When I was writing articles about Ethereum, all-time high Ethereum, according to my data and research, it hit an all-time high in January 2018 with $1,430, right? So I think it's according to CoinMarketCap. Oh, sorry, or TradingView. I don't remember it, but different media outlets are reporting right now that it has already hit all-time high, $1,420. The problem with that in the crypto space, for me personally, right, and from journalists, is that the data is not, is not imminent. It's not the same. So on that exchange, it might have already broken. On the next exchange or another exchange or any other data platform, it might be different. So my point is that Ethereum is nearing to all-time high. That's the news. It's nearing or has already broken. So it is currently, let me check, I'm looking at TradingView and I see that it's currently trading at TradingView on Kraken 1,429, which brings me to my question to our guests, is sort of the Ethereum versus Bitcoin debate again. I think it's nothing new, but sort of I do have a question for you. Having seen what we have seen, right, in the space, where do you stand? Do you a pro Bitcoin or pro Ethereum? And what is better as a store of value today, as of today, right? Because we have seen different adjustment. We have seen Ethereum 2.0. So what is better in your opinion as a store of value and as technology? I would start with Rico. Unexpected twist. I would start with Rico. Rico, what do you think? Where do you stand on Ethereum?
You know, Catherine, something happens with the internet. That's why Rico missed out at this moment. That's why we have to go to the Mru. Mru, your opinion.
Favorite, Mru.
You're muted. You're muted. Turn on your mic.
Hi. So the twist was to get Rico in, and he disappeared. As I always start. Sorry, Catherine. I didn't organize that. Okay, in terms of store of value, in my view, Bitcoin is the store of value. Okay, in terms of store of value for people to buy and hold as a store of value, again, it is Bitcoin. in terms of technology, what Ethereum 2.0, and all this new DeFi related stuff that they are doing, in my view, again, I think Ethereum has a bigger return on investment as an investment vehicle in the short term, unless you find a lot of people, just especially institutions, back Bitcoin and back it to start doing global cross-border types of payments. The only problem with that is it's slow and currently slightly expensive, but in relative terms, people don't look at that. Okay, so in my view, just now, I think that between Bitcoin and Ethereum, now that Rico has joined and he missed his turn, in my view, I think Ethereum just hit its all-time high, so it's got more headroom and it's got more reach for investors to look at. Do I bet on Bitcoin? Do I bet on Ethereum? Who is going to get higher percentage in terms of returns? So if you're a trader and things like that, you will find more momentum, more spread, more ups and downs, more opportunities to invest and trade on Ethereum than you would on Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, I think, will not have the huge swings unless you get obviously the whale alerts. But I think Bitcoin is trying to position itself as a real number one store of value with no competition and diversify from being associated, for one of better words, with the altcoins, which it already has. But the altcoins are also trying to do the same thing, Ethereum being one of them, to say, don't correlate our movement pegged on Bitcoin movements. So typically just now they all correlate, or majority of them correlate. Okay, so Ethereum 2.1 next 6 months will be what I call the real digression from all this correlation that is going on just now, because that's what Vitalik wanted to do. Let's see whether he pulls it off, but he's been trying to do it for 2 years, 3 years anyway. So let's see what Rico has to say now. Unless you want to ask me something else, right? Or pick on something.
So to your point about the technology, so you do feel like Ethereum might be a better platform as a blockchain provider and as an ecosystem to other cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, because Ethereum is another technology for another need or a problem, all right, and another solution. So a lot of it's used for doing all these proof of stake types of activities, a lot of smart contracts type of activities, a lot of cross-border types of interfaces with various providers through smart contracts, things like that. Bitcoin predominantly, most of it's used as a store of value. It's not used for some of the things that Ethereum that I just pointed out is being used for. So it's all based on use case.
Thank you. And then Rico, I think you have missed the question itself, right? Should I repeat the question?
So, yes, please, if you can.
We're happy you're back. So what we have seen, and we have been debating on whether Ethereum has broken its all-time high or has not yet, but it's like pretty close to. Let me just double check. Oh, okay, it has officially surpassed it. So currently it is trading on Kraken 1,433. So we're happy to announce
by a few dollars.
has broken its all-time high anywhere. Even according to my research.
But Catherine, depends on which exchange you're on as well. Right. It broke it on other exchanges anyway. So I won't even look at it like that.
I'm so mad that I cannot just like simply announce the numbers, right? It's different everywhere.
Yeah. Some exchanges it beat it anyway a long time ago. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So the question is, first of all, as we're talking about Ethereum today, right? And it has obviously strengthened its position in the past. So what do you see better as a store of value or as a technology? Is it Ethereum or Bitcoin in your opinion, and why?
So I think the answer is pretty straightforward. I'm not sure what Mru said before I joined back during the network breakdown.
That's good. That's
So I
good.
just,
That's
that's
good. You
very
didn't
good.
hear. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly. So obviously, Bitcoin is the best store of value as usual. For Ethereum, we are hoping that it could be a, infrastructure for, blockchain solutions and services. Whether it's, I think primarily we are hoping it could be a good enterprise level DeFi infrastructure solutions. And we see that with the switch from proof of work to proof of stake in December last year, it is a good opportunity, a good potential that it could be more relevant to the space, but only on if only Ethereum can improve its security protocols over time. Even with a switch from proof of work to proof of stakes, it doesn't really solve the security concerns we have in the space. So that is another issue that we are hoping to see in the near future. But with this switch of proof of work to proof of stake and with more liquidity pools being set up globally in the last couple of months and weeks, we see that Ethereum will be achieving a very obvious, all-time high in the near future. I would say this year we expect the all-time high could hit the range of around 10,000 ish. It will go further up as more companies will start adopting Ethereum, and that also depends if the switch.
Okay, so is it me or
No, it's Rico.
No,
It's Rico.
who's having?
Rico.
Okay.
He, as I tease him, I say you're in the jungle in Malaysia with no internet.
Oh, he
So
had.
we will read.
Till
Yeah.
Rico comes back, I want
Until he comes back, so let me add to that. So I think he's saying virtually the same things what I said as well, that it's got more upside, and in fact he called on a 10K number, which is almost 9x higher, okay, almost. And you couldn't say that Bitcoin will be 9x at the end of the year, not with confidence, okay? So for Bitcoin to be 300,000, for example, yeah, it's gonna be tough, okay? 200, absolutely. 300, I don't think so somehow, because they want some stability. And Ethereum needs to climb that because Bitcoin will do 10x from the beginning of the year, whilst Ethereum wouldn't have because they've just hit all-time high, whilst Bitcoin has doubled its all-time high already, if that makes sense, right? So in terms of trading, and now take your technology hat off and think the people who move most of these numbers are the big investors, hedge funds, institutions, and whales. And they look at what's upside, downside, where's the best return on investment. And because this market, unfortunately, is not regulated that well, that's where they play. So I see, a lot of the other altcoins increase significantly more in terms of return on investment compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum as well on the back of this. The other thing that Rico mentioned, just to explain, was the technology adoption, which is what I said. Depends on what Vitalik delivers, because he's been talking about this for a couple of years at least. What will come out and how much will be deployed from that proof of stake and the new way of doing smart contracts for the DeFi community. If that executes and executes well, then we could see a much bigger growth. DeFi is going to grow, we know that, albeit good select projects, and with that it will pull Ethereum up as well because majority of the DeFi projects are using Ethereum 2.0 smart contracts as well.
Guys, I want to add something if you don't mind.
Sure.
In my point of view, what I see, Bitcoin is a real, yes, it's store of value. It's just, I don't know, it's digital gold. It's okay for storing, but it's another kind of business in Ethereum because so many businesses going on that platform. DeFi, hold the DeFi market, previous ICO market, so many interesting smart contracts, so many interesting programmable things going on it because it's using for executing any kind of business. You do not see the same story on the Bitcoin. It's just money for investment or money for trading or money for making money. And Ethereum is money for making business, for money or by the money. That's why
It's the infrastructure.
it's maybe another point of view for the investment, for the businesses, for the coming in companies. That's why they are looking at that maybe various way. It's my point of view. Thank you.
Yeah, which is nice simplistic way of saying what we've just said. Brilliant. Well done, Sergey. Catherine, I think just move on to the next question.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next piece of news is actually very interesting. I think, and I hope, and it's not like, okay, I hope you're gonna like it. So there was a biblical message found on blockchain. A recently mined Bitcoin block contained a biblical message. And basically it joined other messages that have been recorded on the blockchain. So interestingly, it has been imprinted into the block, and forgive me for saying that, 66,666 block. Oh, Jesus. Yes. And the message itself was, and I'm going to read it out. Let me just open that. The message itself says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Romans 12:21. So, I mean, it has like a great strength, and I think it's pretty great that the message like that with a positive attitude has been spread. So my question to you, first of all, like, how do you feel about that? And second question, I mean, about this particular message and about, developers being able to live some sort of messages. And the second question, if you could, what kind of message you would leave on blockchain forever?
So without getting biblical or religious or whatever, I think the point of whoever's put these messages, and I didn't read the details of it, I just scanned a headline and said, okay, yet another one. But what you've just said, yeah, because if you think about why Bitcoin was created, I think it all stems down to that. People were fed up of governments controlling you, your money, the governance of it, how you spend it, where you spend it, what tax you pay, how much capital gains you pay, etc., etc. Hence why it was done as a decentralized, keyword been used for 10 years, infrastructure for this governance based coin. Okay, meaning the people decide and the people transact without including any of the middlemen. Fine, now we have lots of exchanges involved, but there will be a time when, and it's already happening with the decentralized exchanges and just simple peer-to-peer, I can send my Bitcoin to somebody else free of charge to that person, wallet to wallet transfers, and we have our own card that does that without even going through the exchange. Okay, so the world, in my view, is going to cut that middleman out. So answering your second part of the message, what I would like as an imprint, which I always say, is impacting as many people in their life to say, I got here because I learned something from Mru, or I got X amount back because I got value out of whatever we've said, and it changed their life. So Bitcoin and a lot of the blockchain ethos is about cutting that middleman out. And it's not only about blockchain and cryptocurrency. If you think about where the world is going, COVID has proved it. So people have realized, why do I need to go to my high street bank to deposit cash, withdraw cash, pay bills for my electricity, etc., etc. Even though people had online banking, somewhere, somehow, the bank forced them to come in, even to sign bloody documents if they had to, right? All that is gone. And 5 years ago, I said 50% of all these high street banks will die. It's already happening, okay? I said in 5 years they will happen. So already happening. 5 years ago, I also said a lot of this bricks and mortar company will die. People who depend on retail shops. In fact, even in my .com days in the 90s, I said it to a lot of the big companies, including Toys R Us and Woolworths and a lot of these companies in the early days, as soon as Amazon started, which was on our Sun Technology, we said, a lot of these bricks and mortar people will die. And I might have told you the story. I was one of the first idiots who bought an S-Class Mercedes for 80,000 pounds on the internet in the late 1990s, just to prove the point. So it's like, cut that middleman. You will get doctors doing remote diagnostics to robotic doctors doing operations, and all these AI based machine learning, deep learning based technologies. If they address cutting all that middleman out, they will be able to bring value to the people. So Bitcoin, and coming back to your message, they are doing exactly that, So what they are trying to do as a community is to take all that middleman governance. Why do governments, central banks, treasuries, why are they controlling our money? Why are they controlling whether my currency is inflated or deflated based on wars? The China versus America Cold War, digital war is already started with the Chinese yuan saying yesterday or 2 days ago that for internal transactions they're not going to peg that digital Chinese yuan against the dollar. Again, 3-4 years ago I've said it publicly, this day will come when America will lose that faith of the dollar. So Bitcoin and all these other blockchain based cryptocurrencies are trying to do that by taking that middleman out. So banks, that's what fintech is all about. That's what return on investments for all these DeFi things is about. That's what all these NFTs is all about. Owning a piece of asset and trying to get people to buy it rather than having agents, brokers, auction houses, real estate, conveyance, surveyors, lawyers, etc., etc. So he who does all that will be exactly to the same ethos as the message you saw biblically, and that's where the world is going.
That's a very long message.
No, cut that middleman. I said cut that middleman out. That's it. Anything you do, cut that middleman out and go direct. And
So
I'll give you live examples here.
Okay, cut the middleman out. Okay, everywhere. Rico, nice to have you here again.
Rico, you need to buy fiber optics in that jungle.
I will try to install that, but I'm already using fiber optics here, but
fiber optics with snails.
It's going down because of the network. Yeah, it's very funny. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I hope that we're not going to lose you again, but we were discussing a very interesting topic. There was a biblical message found recently on blockchain, on Bitcoin blockchain. The message was, do not overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Do not be overcome, sorry, but overcome evil with good. And Romans 12:21. My question was, what would you put on blockchain forever if you could? What kind of message?
To put on blockchain a message.
Yeah.
So Mru is like, cut the middleman out.
Yeah.
Bring value. Cut that middleman out. Bring value to the people. Bring value to the people directly. But you didn't hear my live use case scenarios. You missed all that whilst you were
right. I roughly get what you're trying to say just now. But for me, I think we need to put trust into the people, So I think I will put a lot of message on the blockchain eventually one day when I start to learn coding.
What would the message be in exact words?
Well, I wouldn't say cut the middleman out.
That's rude.
I would say in blockchain we trust and to empower, Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's philosophical. I mean, you want me to give you a philosophical answer or just cut the crap? Cut the crap.
I'm actually a Bitcoin maximalist here, so I can't accept the fact that we can empower gold, like physical gold versus Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely more for Bitcoin, pretty much as a store of value, and everyone here knows that.
Yeah.
But I don't think Bitcoin is the only answer to the problem here, though. Having said that, we need many other innovations in and we need more talent people to come up with brilliant ideas to make
Those were
things
the examples I was giving. Yeah, those were the examples I was giving.
So I'm not going to
Different
repeat those examples.
No.
But in a nutshell, that's what I hope to see and what I believe in.
Oh, there he goes again.
Well, at least
great ideas and great innovations along the line.
Awesome. We have lost you there for a minute, for a second, and hopefully we will not lose you again.
Don't move.
Don't move. Don't say anything, right?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back now.
All right. I was moving around to make sure that I'm actually back. Yeah.
What kind of message would you put on blockchain if you could?
Who?
Do not invest in Russian ruble or something like that. Sergey, are you?
Oh, Sergey, you asking
Sergey.
Yeah.
Asking Sergey.
Sergey, what kind of message would you put on blockchain?
Leave Russia.
I have one. I wish to put the following message: watch DTV show because, and I don't know, and you refer to the show because so many bright minds are telling about their messages, and you can got one and go for it. That's why I think this message will combine everything, everything in Bitcoin. Actually, what I see really. Bitcoin is not a good place for storing so many interesting messages because it's so high pricing, and I don't know how much it costs. But to be frank, I see that this platform or this unit mechanism, which are storing of value, in my point of view, Bitcoiners or Bitcoin maximalists going to fool that institutional investors which are bringing so big money on it. I don't know how it could be happen because so many Bitcoin maximalists coming out from that asset and now another money going into it. I don't know what will be happen on this year. I don't know, maybe in this bubble, I don't know, going pumped somehow. I don't know yet, but looks like it looks like the model has been somehow changed in my point of view because we do not see so big fails or so big jumpers. On another level we see on just roller coaster just on this month with something happening in between 31.5 or 32,000 between 37 or 8 and everything goes around that way. That's why what I see, the model of the making money has changed and the hamsters is out of it. Maybe or another people going being engaged. It's my point of view. That's why messages is very interesting to be stored there somehow. Thank you.
Yeah. Catherine, our message, in fact, in our own tagline, we've been doing for ages is bringing financial inclusion and beyond. So that's our company tagline. So that message will be there. But I wanted to give you some examples of how that includes it in a financial world. Even doctors, I mentioned, staking and people bringing, real investment and return on investment to people directly. That's what I mean by cutting all that middleman out. When you cut all that middleman out, you will bring financial inclusion and beyond to the likes of people in Africa, Asia, India, wherever it is, Brazil, right? So is to bring it more inclusive. That's what I would like to see as our message. But it's already in our tagline, so bring it. So
beautiful. Yeah, very well put.
Financial inclusion and beyond. Yeah.
I did not expect such a philosophical message from you, to be honest.
No, because I let's be honest. Listening to this, sometimes people get bloody bored if you hear the same old bloody nice words. You need to put some. You need to put some.
That's a start. Okay.
That's human thing, and then you can say the actual message is bringing financial inclusion and beyond.
Voice. I like it. Okay.
You always listen to the audience, not us. The audience need to hear. We need to relate to them. And just now, I'm sure you agree. What Sergey just mentioned, everyone's talking about Bitcoin and they want to jump on it and this plus or minus 20% ban. I get calls from people who have supermarkets, people who have car rental companies. Hey, what do you think? Or shall I invest in Bitcoin? And when shall I buy? Oh, it's $36,000. Isn't that so high? I'll wait for it to come to 10,000. You get these sorts of stupid questions. So we need to break it down to simple language for people like these, Otherwise, it'll be another .com in our hands. It's already showing it, and I've been there as well,
Yeah.
Another .com.
Do you think that PayPal is going to help in this of promoting the crypto space in the US?
Well, yes. I hope PayPal and Coinbase, both of those guys, really get off the fence and fight against the SEC and say, you know what, it's game over if Americans don't let go of their bloody greenback paper money and go digital. Otherwise, China, Asia, most parts of Asia are doing it. Got a lot of parts of Europe are doing it. Get off the fence and do something that will make a difference. And I've seen these new posts going around, people saying Biden is digital currency friendly. I bloody hope he is. I don't think he understands it. But I hope he at least says, okay, maybe another avenue to collect capital gains tax or something. I don't know. But I hope it happens, because the key, in my view, the key date is this 8th of Feb with the SEC XRP scenario. If that goes against Ripple, then there is going to be major issues out there with a lot of the altcoins, and people will worry about it. Ooh, what is now a security? What's a utility? What's a currency? What's this? What's that? And people will start seeing even more volatility, in my view, and probably a lot of dumps, that's for sure.
Well, I think that's a very interesting point of view, but you've mentioned that, companies like Ripple should come together and to sort of give a signal to the SEC and other regulators. But at the same time, New York Police Department last week, they issued an analysis on cryptocurrency transactions, right? So it's a 6-page document, document that outlines, how to, it's like New York Police Department use policy for cryptocurrency transactions and what it sees as illegal, right? The truth is that, I'm not sure like if you have heard about it or if you have taken a look at it, but the truth is that it is not as clear as it is, right? What we just got a lot more regulations, a lot more warnings. So I'm not sure, just my point is I'm not sure that the crypto companies can send some sort of message to regulators, not at this point.
I think you answered it yourself. I don't think they know what they are doing. I mean, which police department knows anything about cryptocurrency, let alone blockchain transactions, store of value, staking, la 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 la. Which police department knows it? The whole reason why Ripple is here is because SEC themselves didn't have a clear regulation of what qualifies for what. And that's the reason why Ripple is being questioned for them to send a message out there. So had they done their job properly to say these are the rules and regulations for what is right and what is not right and what boundaries you have, Ripple, in my view, wouldn't have been here. So they don't know. In simple terms, I don't know. Rico's shaking his hand. What do you reckon, bro?
I reckon, I think some of the police does hedge on Bitcoin as well and traders. I don't think they had the power to make the decision. Maybe their top guns doesn't know that much yet.
Of course.
And all these dramas are just happens everywhere. I'm sure it's happening probably in Malaysia as well, in Singapore.
It's happening everywhere.
Everywhere. I mean, many countries, the regulators are not clear yet on what this is.
Exactly.
This is
they
not
really
just
don't.
Like in Malaysia. Our security commissioner is still like on the fence on deciding what is Bitcoin or what is cryptocurrency or what the hell is CBDC. I don't think they even have an idea of how it can be useful. So I think it's still a long way to educate this decision makers of a lot of countries, in the government agencies, in the bureaucratic society, and I think that's why we are here for that.
Yeah, but Rico, can I throw a wobbler in here? Do you think? I know how I would answer this. Do you think they are accidentally, on purpose, not willing to understand and delay it as much as they can?
Obviously, I mean, what is it in for them?
Nothing in it for them, right?
Not
And
yet.
look at-
Not yet. If they figure it out, then there might be a purpose of pushing it out for them. But not yet. Not yet. But look at China. China saw what is in for them already, and they know exactly how to use it.
Correct.
And which is why they in President Lee has been talking about blockchain. We need blockchain, and we more talent in blockchain. Like so many years. And then after a few years, we see a lot of talents coming out in China itself. Integrating the solutions into different industry. So I think it is up to the leader to decide. Yeah, it plays a very big role in the country.
Yeah, and as I said, get off the fence. So you did halfway get off the fence. I think the leaders know if they allow this, a lot of their regulators will go by the wayside. A lot of the central bank or the banks of England or the treasuries, a lot of that stuff will go. A lot of the sub-agencies, a lot of the regulator bodies and the sub-regulator bodies will go. A lot of the retail banks will go for sure. A lot of the investment types of banking will lose their staff, etc., etc. And that's what they are scared of. Now, my view, yeah, be scared, but coming back to my financial inclusion and beyond, or cut the middleman out, because if you're going to bring value to the end user, you have to do that. Otherwise, we'd still be trading with chicken and bloody eggs, or going on a horse and cart today, right? If we didn't evolve. So we need to evolve and figure out, instead of employing 4 horses and a cart and 2 doormen and drivers like that, you just buy a little bloody Neo car nowadays and away you go.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think a lot of people are abusing this sort of information in the market. Like my dad suddenly asked me, son, how can I buy the China CBDC digital token? I saw some link on Facebook who's selling that CBDC yuan. I was like, no, that's a scam. But how do you buy one? I said, you can't buy it. You're not a Chinese citizen. You're not a Chinese citizen. First thing first. And these sort of scams are showing that, the Chinese digital yuan price is going up. Like it's supposed to be a stable coin.
It's stable coin.
So he's trying to formal people in and say, if you buy this digital yuan that's issued by us and it's backed by the Central Bank of China, the price will go up. And like how many X? I was like, oh no, that's total bullshit. Don't even bother about it. I mean, don't bother buying about it because it's stable coin. Unless you use the digital yuan, keep them. If you don't use them, why are you buying it now?
Yeah, exactly. It's just.
So yeah.
But again, coming back to the bubble,
this sort of thing. But it's exactly the thing that I was hoping to see. Like my dad is asking me about this sort of shit.
Can you imagine? Because everyone feels this
they will talk to your dad
right?
about.
Yeah.
Because everyone is looking at the phone, being a lockdown, and even a 60-year-old plus man retirement will ask me something. I think it's a good sign that the technology itself is coming to surface and more awareness globally because of what China is doing. So I think we should have more of this sort of things happening.
That's the problem, and you said it really well when you get less of the 60-year-old. So when you have the older generation, shut up. When you have the older
to get my
generation,
dad to talk to Mru and transfer knowledge from Mru.
USB, plug the USB in, right?
Neuralink. We must get Neuralink.
Absolutely. So coming back to this, the whole point is because of Bitcoin, people are now exploring other altcoins. That's what it's all about. So if you are an investor, I tell someone, what do you want from it? He says, I want to make money. How are you going to make money? I put my money in the bank or savings account and I only get less than 0.5% or something a year. Or if I put it in a savings plan, I get less than 5% a year. I said, okay, buy Bitcoin and forget it. Don't have a heart attack when it goes down 20% and it goes up 20%. Because I had a friend of mine who trades in Forex in Australia. I won't name him because he sometimes watches this. So this guy said, give me the top three. Okay, so I gave it to him and I said, but just hold and shut up and don't do anything. So he, like in Forex trading, does a stop loss take profit by default, because that's how Forex traders generally do their risk management. And I said, I told you not to do that, hodl. He says, yeah, on this one, I thought I just cut my losses at 3 or 4% or 5%, and I took profit on the other one. I said, look at it now, it's double the bloody price. Get back in and hodl. Just think this is a hodl thing and don't even dream of trading it. It is not the Forex mindset. So even professional traders can't get their head around this volatility that, Sergey mentions going like this. But it's been going on like that for some time. Only now it's rampant because it's getting more marketing. And a lot of big institutions, a lot of banks, a lot of TV, media are covering Bitcoin. That's the only reason. So you get FOMO, just like in the .com days. And soon a lot of people will burn their hands.
Actually, I do have like a lot of follow-ups on what you've just said.
Sure.
The first thing is that I personally agree with the fact that what is happening right now is being regulated within outdated laws and regulations and executive orders. Back in 2017, when we had this ICO craze, the SEC was looking at cryptocurrency as a security through the lens of 1913th year document, right? So the document that was published in 1913, what was the basis for sort of dealing with the cryptocurrency cases. It's just something that I wanted to say that I agree. And the second point, actually, I have a question to Rico. Everybody keeps saying that we need to educate regulators, legislators, advocates. We need to educate everyone. The question is, how do you do that? Do you just call NYPD and say, hey, I have a lot to say, or like send an email, or what's like, it's the most popular phrase in the crypto space, we need to educate, right? So the first question is how we do that. And the second question, if we regulate them, do you think they will become interested from the perspective of trading and getting more money? So that means that they will ease regulations. That's sort of a joke, but only half a joke. So Rico, how do we regulate them? Like, how do we do a conference? Do we do a conference call, Zoom call?
I would say, I think what I think it's just not about educating them first. I think it's about catching their attention first. It's more important. I would use my personal experience that my parents wouldn't even install eWallet until they have no choice. They have to use it. It's the same. If they have money, they have assets, they are well-to-do, and they are not greedy people, why would they want to make more money? They're comfortable with their lifestyle, right? Only those people with those intention of making more profit will look at this now, or people who are desperate to have a better life or quality life would consider these sort of things. So with those intention in place, they will find a way to learn how to do this. Then the next question is, where do they go and find these things? If they land in some scam ads, advertisements, then most likely they will be hitting this thing forever. That will be a very negative experience for them. But if they land in a very good, educator, so many of them, but you can Google it on YouTube, everywhere on Facebook. A lot of people are actually educating and sharing how do you, buy a Bitcoin, which exchange, blah, 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 blah. There's so many links out there. And there's so many like gurus out there. From my experience, I'm observing all these things in the whole space. I always click on all the scammy ads to see how they actually try to scam people, to know what they are trying to figure out, how to do these things. And I would sometimes call it out and share with people, like, just be careful, this is definitely a scam. We need to do that as well to educate people, that to tell them this is a scam. Okay. And then there are so many good educators out there sharing. So I think that will just let them through and let them continue their marketing effort. They are putting a lot of pay-per-clicks of ads everywhere, and they're spending a lot of digital marketing budget already. Let them do that. So I think, in a way, the more people are involved in this space and be part of this industry, they can actually make a better good living by just sharing it. Sharing information is also marketing making money-making, initiatives in our space now. So I believe that more KOLs in the crypto space should be encouraged. More marketing initiatives by the projects. They want to promote their initiatives. A lot of staking mechanisms are out there lately. We saw a lot of NFTs, a lot of DeFi mechanisms are going out there. For our side, we are promoting a staking pool for Ethereum. For the next 6 to 12 months, that will be our priority this year. We believe that a lot of technology improvement needs to be done on the Ethereum blockchain for it to become a better enterprising solutions. So I think that will be something that we will be looking at this year.
Well, thank you for that.
Could I just add to that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Your question was about how to educate the government people and the police and all this, right?
Yeah,
I think I said it to Rico earlier in a question to say it's whether they want to be educated, because you also asked how do we go and educate them to make it easier for regulators, and I said I don't think they want to be, because let me tell you, I was involved with at least 3 what I call blockchain organizations, at least 3, where we wrote white papers and helped government on what it's all about. What do you get? Nothing. You get nothing back. So I don't think they want to be that educated, A, because they don't get it for obvious reasons, B, they see it as a threat, C, it is too difficult to pitch to the person on the right at the top to make a decision, because in government, having done 15 years of public sector business, it's if you don't know about shit, send it up a level. He doesn't know, he sends it up another level. He doesn't know, he sends it up. And then you get to the people at the top. Typically, the people at the top only have a term between 4 and 5 years in most democratic countries, okay? Typically, those guys will not do anything major, otherwise they'll screw up their chances to stay or win the next term, okay? So this is in one of these, what I call too difficult to do camps, because it has a much bigger impact across the whole of society, GDP, banking, finance instruments, and all those other instruments that has other feeders of it. Being if your finance and banking person is down, your restaurant who has taken a loan from the bank can't do it, and it has a horrible effect. So it's too difficult to do, and they can't figure it out, so they don't want to learn about it, because they've only got a 4 or 5 year term before then the next guy moves to put a business paper, and governments being government, they have 50 meetings to debate and put it into the parliaments and senates and all these people, and 50 meetings later you might get some form of policy out. By that time, all this Bitcoin blockchain has moved 3 levels ahead, and they can't even keep up with the first version. So that's where we are at just now. Sorry.
No, that's good.
It's okay, I think.
Yeah. Sorry, Rico, go on.
About that makes a lot of sense, and also because of the fact that it's the benefits of a lot of people, probably in the whole ecosystem. So it's going to be very hard unless they are getting something out of it, and they are not thinking for the people. Most of these decisions were not made for the people, it's for their cronies. And it's the same across the whole world.
Correct.
And all these cronies are making money as a middleman, multi-layers, multi-tiers.
Exactly.
As we observe, not only in my country, in every country is a similar system that we are observing. So how can we, lobby for this change if these people's benefits are not being taken care of? It needs the people to make the change themselves, in a way. So which is why you see that, autonomous, decentralized systems has to come by itself to challenge this authority. And I think, I don't know what happened in 2020. Apparently, the institutions are believing in this heavily, and they see this to be the future, and they are coming in a big way. So I think it's an effort of all the whole collective people in this space that has been lobbying for so many years.
Correct.
On multi-tier, even in political level,
Correct.
on government level,
Correct.
on policies makers, all tiers to achieve this today. And we need to go further. We need to continue this lobby.
I hope you're not.
He's frozen. He's frozen again. Yeah. So as I was saying, cut that middleman out, and that includes everyone, really. And the only way you'll do that, cut that middleman. Oh, he's moving again. He's moving again. So yeah, Rico, as I was saying, because you were frozen out again, I said, pretty much the same in summary. Even government levels have that middleman, banks, all these people have that, and you will never be able to educate them because it impacts their lives, their pensions, their homes, their families, etc. So I don't think they want to change. And we are into this agile deployment and financial inclusion and beyond movement. So I think the movement eventually will overtake government policies. They will be forced by it. That's what I think. So I'm not calling a civil war, but I'm saying this is where it might end up.
Okay, so, and as we are wrapping up our today's segment, I do have a very last question to you guys. This week is not easy. Is not going to be easy actually, because tomorrow there is President-elect Joe Biden inauguration, who's taking office over Trump. And so we expect a lot of uncertainty in the markets, in traditional financial markets. And because it's actually, it's a usual pattern whenever there is a change, a transition in power, the markets are behaving like irrationally sometimes. And like, for instance, when Trump took office, the markets went down pretty huge on the first day and then up on the second day, and it's just the stock market has been good under Trump. So my question is, do you think that and I mean there is a lot of like uncertainty and unrest expected in Washington and other city capitals, so it's not going to be easy. It's going to be, let me put it that way, a very interesting week from news perspective. So my question is, how do you think and if this will impact the crypto market, and in what way? And if you could put it shortly, I would greatly appreciate it. So what this week is going to look like, and I'm gonna sort of like remind you of that next week, so we will see whether we were right or not. So, Mru, would you like to?
As usual.
Yeah.
Why don't you give this poor Rico a chance?
Okay, poor Rico.
He's frozen. He's frozen. Yeah, he can't afford even internet these days. Fiber. Oh, he's unfrozen. Go for it, Rico. Your go. Yeah, you're moving. Oh, you're frozen again.
I think it all depends. It doesn't really depend what the elections or what the results are going to be like. What Biden's going to do in the next couple of days or weeks with his team. The Bitcoin price we are seeing hasn't dipped much really as what we expected. So it may be used as a reason for a small dip the next couple of days. So we might see dipping a little bit down to 33,000.
Because of the uncertainty? Probably. Because of the anticipated uncertainty, or why?
Yeah, it could be used as a reason for the dip. Depends on the whole blockchain Bitcoin network and the network, what they want to do about it. But I believe that could be a good reason, because we have been expecting a dip. We were expecting Trump to do something silly, but he didn't pull the trigger yet. So so that opportunity didn't came true. The opportunity haven't really came true. What we expected him to do, he sort of didn't call the shot over the last 2 weeks. So so that's something that it may be some little small flash little dips here and there, but I would say that the price of civilization is still around 35,000.
Well, he still has okay, so it's like midday in New York. I think he has still maybe 15 hours ish, maybe 20 hours to do something, and he is expected to throw a party today at the White House. So you never know, right? And then he's not gonna be present for the inauguration, and he's gonna fly away on his helicopter to North Carolina. That's at least what news outlets have been reporting. But yeah, I mean, he still has time, right? And it's pretty, unusual not to have him on Twitter, because it's like a habit. You check what he, it is the time when he would tweet tons, but he's not on Twitter anymore. Mru, are you with us? And what do you think this week will look like for the crypto market?
I think Rico touched on it. My view as well is, in fact, slightly more radical, I would look at it. Because if you then look at policies, because I don't say Trump is good or bad or ugly, or Biden is good or bad or ugly. I just look at the policies, okay? So based on policies, what they have said they will do, my view, based on their policies, good afternoon, Gordon. Just when we are wrapping up on the final question.
You know what? I wanted to catch you. Your cleanse book is awesome.
Okay, 1 second. We are asking about this week's post Biden. So let me answer that. And you have come at the right time, because you can give your answer as well. So my view is... You are next. You're next, yeah. You're next, because Rico's done his arm. It's me, then you. So my view is policies, okay? So Biden, good, bad, or ugly, just look at him, his people around him, his policies. Based on that, to me, I translate it in the following manner. The currency dollar will get devalued, okay? For many reasons, because it's printing money like it's going out of fashion. This 1.9 trillion, yet another one. And I can assure you there'll be another one in this year, which will be a similar amount, okay? 2, some of the policies that they've got will cost a lot of money to the taxpayer, okay? They've already said they're going to increase the taxes, and they've already said they're going to do certain things, infrastructures, Green New Deal kind of things, police differences, etc., etc. So all of these things, what does it mean? More taxes again. The other thing is, you then will find what I call core top 1 or 4 or 5% of people saying, hang on, enough is enough. I'm moving out of the valley. I'm moving out from New York. I'm going to a more nicer state. And by the way, that's already happening in droves. And I'm sure Gordon will touch on some of that. In the millions, it's already happening. People relocating and moving and all that in fear of some of these things happening. Okay. What does that mean? It means industries, jobs, all of these things move with it. You've got HPs, Teslas, all these other companies moving to Texas, for example, in Austin. People moving out of New York, relocating. So jobs and all this gets affected. Someone somewhere has to pay for all of this. So if I was an investor or a high net worth individual or an institution that's big, and I think Elon Musk has said it as well, why not start trading with Bitcoin? He said it tongue in cheek, but believe me, people at that level don't make comments like that unless they are really considering it. And I can assure you a lot of this will start happening. Why? Because as I said, dollar and all that, trust goes down, it gets devalued, it's easier to do something which is increasing. So with Biden coming in, all I see is cryptocurrencies will keep on moving up, bottom line.
Thank you, Gordon. Hi, nice to have you here. My first question to you is, how's your fasting going?
Oh yeah, how's your fasting?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It is.
Did you read my book?
Yes, I was saying it's good. Actually, I'm halfway. It's a fast read, but it's a good read. I'm about halfway through it, and I like your vibe. You are a multifaceted, talented individual. It's good. So everyone should read his book. The fast is going well. The first couple of days I was a little cranky. Third day I did a dry fast, which means no water. That was rough.
That's rough.
Yesterday I went back to water and lemon, felt good, and then today I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Need to see my friends on Zoom.
Always. Yeah. Fourth day is always good.
Yeah, and I need more fourth days. I just need to be unconscious for the first 3 if we can work that out somehow. Yeah. Actually, I'm day number 5 now, and I'm like, yeah. So life is good. Yeah. I'm scaring my cats. I basically, I caught the end of that, but I basically agree with what you're saying. The people are, New York especially, New York and California and really San Francisco, people are especially moving out of. It is not a friendly business or social environment. You don't want to raise your kids here. You don't want to start a business here. You don't want to, you just, I hate to say it because I love this place, but it's not the line of opportunity in those places. And to the extent that people are moving to Texas or Austin or somewhere else, that's great for a while, but the long-term trajectory with, it's funny, you said that we're printing money like it's going out of style. I think it is going out of style, actually.
That's what I meant.
Yeah,
it's like, what shall we call this paper? What's it worth? What shall we call it today? It is.
Yeah, I'll call it the Zimbabwe dollar.
Yeah.
It's like, with crypto, you can't print like it's going out of style. So I think it's going out of style to print money, not that they're printing money like it's going out of style. And, it's rough. I mean, I'm personally going abroad as soon as possible.
Oh my God, another
it's crazy. I was just with some friends.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be crashing in all your third bedroom.
Those steps, not a problem.
I'm sorry to jump in really quick.
Romania.
I'm in
Romania's
Valencia.
actually not bad.
It's a nice place. I'm in Valencia just now, by the way.
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Catherine, quickly jump in. I'm so sorry, but I have to go. I have an interview with CZ. So if you have any questions that you want me to ask him, please text me. Okay. And after I'm gone, Sergey, could you please make sure that Gordon answered the question of what kind of message he would put on blockchain forever? Because I'm like very interested. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry, but I really have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Gordon.
See you, Catherine.
Wait, I didn't have to question you. Okay. Have a nice one.
We'll make it happen another time.
Thank you.
I joined when I could.
Okay, thank you for that.
Next week.
Yeah.
See you next week. Yeah, see you next week.
Bye.
See you, Catherine. Bye.
Bye.
Okay,
so
Gordon,
what message would you put? What she said was, recently there was someone who put a biblical message inside the blockchain, probably from one of the developers, about people and their values. What kind of message would you put if you had the chance for the blockchain community or the crypto community?
Okay, so this is going to be really bizarre. I am reading a book by Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto. Okay,
wow.
And actually under the tutelage of a Torah scholar, working my way through it. And the first paragraph, which I'll spare you, the first paragraph in this book is awesome. And just the first paragraph alone opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. It's basically, in real short version, about finding your mission and then aligning your actions with your mission, which is something that's very dear to my heart right now. So I might put the first paragraph of Path of the Just on blockchain if we're going to be playing out this sort of biblical religious thing. Alternatively,
no, it doesn't have to be religious, yeah.
Yeah, alternatively, my favorite poem is Ozymandias. I think it's by Shelley, and the final line in there is, "Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair."
Okay.
And the idea is that people build these things that they think are permanent, but in the midst, in the passing of time, Nineveh, Tyre, all these ancient cities have gone to the sand. What's neat about blockchain is if it's done right, it does not finally fall apart and go into the sand. There's a decent chance that so long as humans exist, the Bitcoin blockchain will exist. Okay, I'm not saying it will, but for the first time, we got something that's so distributed and so resilient and so censorship proof. I think it has a time, at least it has the prospect of lasting thousands of years, unlike many other things that people think will last for thousands of years. So I think Ozymandias, especially with that line, "Look upon my works, ye mighty, in despair," is a great counterpoint to the idea of blockchain, because even if other things fade, that message, because it would be on blockchain, would stay. So it'd be deeply ironic and thought-provoking, I think.
No, well done, good stuff.
Yeah.
Do you wanna hear some of ours?
Sure, love to. Yeah, please.
Go on, Rico, you can do yours. What was yours? Are you frozen or?
Oh, mine was very.
Rico, you keep on posting food pictures, and I'm gaining weight during my fast just watching your freaking pictures. Will you please stop doing that for like a week?
Yeah, I know.
You are killing me.
No.
I'm about to eat my cat every time I see you.
No.
I'm like, bro, I've been doing intermittent fasting for the last 6 months. So I lost 10 kg 4 months ago, and I've been maintaining it with my intermittent fasting.
Well
And
done.
picking out, obviously. Okay, I'm jealous.
Intermittent.
I've been eating almost 2 meals a day, and I will try to fast 18 hours and eat for only 6 hours.
Oh yeah, that's
that's
the
my
classic
regime now.
keto
You look good.
stuff. Yeah. Keto
So
stuff.
what would you put on the blockchain?
Yeah.
What was your message, Rico? I'll say mine.
Rico?
Rico, what was yours? Oh, you forgot.
I think I'm frozen.
No, you're there.
Sorry?
What was your message?
Oh yeah, mine is very straightforward. My message was, in Bitcoin we trust, and we empower you.
Okay.
Like the same
Mine was there was a diplomatic way and there was a Mru Patel way. The diplomatic way I said was it's exactly as per our tagline, bringing financial inclusion and beyond. So as long as people are adding value to people and cutting all that middleman, you will add value. So bring money, wealth,
all the middlemen,
all of these things to
including the lawyers.
public directly, and cut that middleman,
including the
add
lawyers.
value.
Oh,
So the lawyers, cut the lawyers, cut the lawyers, smart contracts, Ethereums.
Well, actually, let me throw this out there. It's funny you say that. I'm involved in a project called the Dev DAO, and my goal is to get DAOs legally recognized so I can work myself out of a job.
No, but you should be developing the holy grail of smart contracts from various verticals. That's what you should be developing. If you want, I can give you ideas on that, mate.
Okay, I won't reject that out of hand. That sounds interesting.
No, I'll give you that idea because I spoke to a lawyer friend of mine in UK, and he was like, wow. I said, yeah, because in 5 years' time, trust me, if real estate, asset management, tokenizing assets, and all these things really take off, currently regulators are the one not helping for tokenization of assets. That's a $250 trillion business. How much conveyancing, legal writing, custodial, that happens just on real estate. Forget about anything else. So you do buying of commercial, residential, industrial, rentals, return on investment, REITs, all these types of agreements, and you collateralize it by doing smart contracts. There you go.
I'm with you. So, okay.
I will help you.
What would you
I've done real estate one, that's right. Sorry?
What would you put on the blockchain? What are your
So mine was bringing financial inclusion and beyond to everybody. And also my tongue-in-cheek one was, if you're cutting the middleman out, generally you will find value bringing better cost-effective solutions.
That's why I killed the lawyers part. Okay, got it.
That's why I was killed the lawyers part.
That's very Richard III of you.
It's not killing the lawyers.
I said people listening.
Yeah.
I said people listening to
get
this.
rid of the middleman. Cut off the middleman.
Get rid of the middleman.
So guys, just in Richard
III,
when Richard III said our first order of business is to kill all the lawyers, it was because he was establishing a military dictatorship in England, and the only thing stopping him from doing that were the lawyers. So I just got to throw that out there.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second.
Sergey, what would you put on the blockchain? I'm gonna interview the host. What would you put on the blockchain? What's your epithet?
You're talking with me or with Rico?
Yes.
No, I'm talking to you, Sergey. I'm interviewing the host.
Sergey.
What would you put on the blockchain?
My message on it. It's just watching the TV and looking for or listening to the people like you, gentlemen. Very interesting and thoughtful thoughts about what's going on the blockchain industry. But I want to mention something else. I had get very interesting investment advice, like Mru mentioned a little bit above. Like if you wanna do profit, buy some asset and hold it for 3 years. Don't look at it, forget about it. And when you go for it after 3 years later, look at this. If you don't ready to make a profit, take it back for another 3 years. It's excellent advice, but looks like it's advice for losing all kind of money what we can get. Because I don't know, Mru, maybe your thoughts about it. In my point of view, you have to monitor your asset. You have to monitor. You have to look how market go for it, because if you lose it, you have to forget it, and you don't go for it. You lose everything what we have. Yes, it's just a formula. It's just a point of understanding how it should be arise, or how it should be arise, or how should it survive on the market. But in my understanding, if you do not working with that asset, it's just only way you are losing it forever.
For real estate, if you think about it, what do you have? You have a piece of paper. That's what you have, your legal agreement, okay? Now, why can't this be digitized? Most people digitize it even today. Your contract, okay? Your buy-sell contract, as they call them, all right? Whatever your buy-sell contract is, it's digitized. It's on a smart contract. It's put on a custodial service. In real estate, if you own a piece of property, they do a conveyancing. They do a land registry kind of search. Who owns the title of the deeds and la la la. And this is registered or transferred onto your name when you do the exchange and purchase of that building, land, whatever. So why can't this be digitized? In fact, 25 years ago, we digitized the UK's HM land registry with a huge contract with Sun Microsystems. We did it. And I think 10 years ago, they managed to finish all of that. So most of that land registry is digitized of people, their titles, their land, their dimensions, all of these things. And even lawyers can now just hook in, and even you as an individual can hook in and get conveyancing types of data straight from HMLR without having to do long-winded conveyancers and lawyers and all of that. Instant online, you get it. So that cut that middleman out. So whoever develops those ways of doing it in a secure, with a custodial service, and it's the same with investments and NFTs and all of these things that we talk about, with a custodial service, rather than the 50 different types of agents, brokers, lawyers, surveyors, engineers, and all of that, or create an infrastructure to make sure that interchange of data is done swiftly, fast, easily, and not taking too much time with people coming onto your doorstep and sending 50 of them. It's done once, it's approved. How many times do the same property get conveyanced and measured and all that from a single buyer? So many times. You do it once, approved, authorized, it's done. Your land plot is not going to change in the next few years. The land is bloody land. So it gets anal, and sorry to say it, sometimes the lawyers make it this to justify their fees.
I'm glad I showed up so I can just get beaten up by everyone. Okay, go ahead.
No. You are in the crypto. You don't do property one. You do crypto law. So in the property business, that's what happens. In the property law, that's what happens. We all know that. Everyone's paying for the same types of data when it can be done once. And I could give hundreds of examples on this, by the way.
Okay. Guys, I think we can finalize today's event. If you don't mind, Gordon.
Yeah, I've got to go in 5.
Yeah.
I just wanted to pop in. Unfortunately, I got a standing client call at this slot, but I miss you guys. So I wanted to see all your faces, and I want to give Rico a hard time for posting that amazing food pictures. Darn you.
I know the bugger used to tell me, he used to send on me, Mru, what nice photography of food and all that. He used to comment on mine. Next thing I know, now he's bloody doing all this photography of food. I stopped doing it. Okay, not stopped. I do it once in a blue moon. Otherwise, people will think all I do is sit there and eat and not work,
Well, that's why I did for the last couple of months. So literally, I was just going around and looking for good food in different locations and try the different things. Good. I think that was a good holiday, and also working at night.
We do 17, 18 hours. Just like all of us.
And we need good food to keep us, going.
Fueled up.
Yeah. Solve the cravings.
Yeah. By the way,
I'm sure Gordon is having a tough time going through that diet. I understand that, but
actually today is pretty good.
Times,
this thing happens fourth or fifth day of the fast. I mean, I read about this. Your adrenaline kicks up, your norepinephrine kicks in, your ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, drops, and
Yep.
there's, your insulin drops also, which means that you're starting to process ketones, which are a really effective form of brain food. So I feel good. Now, if I keel over and die, there was an issue. But
ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
I'm taking a ton of supplements, so I'm making sure my electrolytes are stable, which I think is half the battle.
Enzymes and the enzymes. You're taking probiotics and enzymes and all that.
It's funny. My sister-in-law just recommended that. I'm gonna scoot down to Trader Joe's later on today and get some probiotics.
Yeah.
Probiotics, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to take a probiotic tablet. You can, unless you're not on you're doing my juice type of diet, right? No chewing, no biting, no nothing, right?
It's basically water with lemon or tea. I'm trying to avoid.
And ginger. Put some ginger, fresh ginger.
Yeah, ginger's good.
Yeah, put some fresh ginger in that as well.
Yeah, I love crowdsourcing this stuff because I don't know. I'm 51, just to get clear, and I grew up. I had no clue about nutrition.
Yeah.
Now I'm learning all this stuff. So
Gordon, I was the same. I used to eat like hell, drink like hell, smoke 3 huge cigars daily, at least 1 bottle to 2 bottles of champagne or a whiskey or a vodka per day, 6 days a week, club till hell, sleep 3 hours. And believe me, 10 years ago, a friend of mine says, you will die. And he had a big spa in Goa. And he says, I don't care. You look so high energy. You look so healthy. Inside you, it's fucked. I said, what do you mean? He says, look at your lifestyle, man. You sleep 3 hours. You don't repair yourself. You don't do this. I said, okay, I challenge you. He says, come to my spa free of charge 10 days. So I went to his spa, and believe me, all sorts of tests. And his doctors over there said, you suffer from positive stress. Never heard of that. Meaning you worry about the future and the stress of that, and that creates that dopamine and effect on your mind. Anyway, long story short, nothing was wrong with me, touch wood. And I went through this, one of the variations of that book I've sent the book to Rico as well. One of the variations of that juice fast, because I then went to Shiva Som in Thailand and a few other real big spas to study it. And I had a spa of my own for 5 years as a hobby side project, So you get to learn a lot about all these types of things. And enzymes and probiotics. Greek yogurt does. If you're on liquid diets, then just the tablets. Here's another thing.
I'll do Greek yogurt, just like the little things of Greek yogurt, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, try that. And the other thing the other thing you need to do, I don't know whether you got to that bit. Have you stopped recording? Can you stop recording, Sergey?
No, guys, let me finalize today's event, because what I see, we do not only talking about no bullshit, and we're also talking about wellness.
Diet. Okay, all right. In that case, I'll continue. So, did you get to the place where I said enemas?
Oh, we're talking about enemas?
Yeah, okay. Did you get to that?
Really? On DTV Live, we're talking about enemas?
That's what I said. That's what I said to Sergey. That's why I said to Sergey, stop recording. That's exactly what I said. Stop recording. So I said, stop recording. That's exactly what I said.
It kind of makes sense. If we're going to talk about the US dollar, we might as well talk about enemas.
Yeah, exactly. But did you get to that portion in my book? Did you get to that portion?
I think I skipped it, but thank you. and my alarm's going off. I'll be back once.
Yeah.
So, okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, our viewers, we are now going offline, but some of you, any one of you, want to join us, we're still here and looking for you. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Just keep tuned.
Stop recording.
Oh, we're ending on that note? I'm glad we are.
Yeah,
okay.
No. Yeah, stop on that, because now it gets ugly.
See you, everyone.
1 second. Let's keep the thing going. I want to finish.